Hi, this is Ms. Holly from Olympian High School. This is a continuation of a video I made for you on Egypt and Nubia using the Traditions and Encounters textbook by Dr. Bentley. And we had just finished talking about how agriculture in Egypt and Nubia led to more formal ways of having political organization. And we start to see them build these types of political states in order to maintain order and support community projects like the building of irrigation networks. Eventually, what we'll see in the early stages of Egypt and Nubia are small kingdoms, very similar to the kingdoms that we studied earlier when we learned about the kings of the Sudan before the Sudanic region became desiccated. I'm going to show you where that was in case you've forgotten already, so it's a good thing I ran out of time. I had to do a part 2. So if you remember, I told you that the Sudanic region was one of the earliest regions that developed agriculture, and I told you that by about 5000 BCE, they had built some monarchies, which are kingdoms of kings, where the kings were seen as divine or semi-divine, and that they had a ritual. When the king died, they would bury with him the servants and slaves of the king to serve him in another life. So as the Sudanic people moved to the Nile River Valley, they're also going to bring with them this idea of kingship from the Sudanic region. And we'll see also in this region of the Nile River Valley, the idea of monarchies or small kingdoms, which, as the book tells you, indeed, it is likely that this idea of divine or semi-divine rulers came from the Sudan. It doesn't say with certainty that this is where it came from, but more than likely. In any case, whether that came from the Sudan or not, the small kingdoms were there by 4000 BCE, and we're going to see other states that are small kingdoms, so that by 3300 BCE, there are several small local kingdoms throughout Egypt and Nubia. And what's interesting is there's the diffusion, potentially, because we don't know if they got it from there, or continuity of, or at least it's a similarity, because it says as in, the Sudanic states. You also have, once the king dies in these Nile River Valley civilizations, and by that I mean Egypt and Nubia, those are the Nile River Valley civilizations. Once the king dies, they also buried the royal servants of the king to serve him in an afterlife. So this might be a diffusion and a continuity, but we can't be certain. At least it is a similarity to the early Sudanic kingdoms. Okay, in the next video, I'm going to focus on one of the Nile River valleys, because remember there's two, Egypt and Nubia. I'm going to focus on Egypt. But the way that Egypt becomes strong is by first defeating a Nubian kingdom. So we'll get into that in the next video.